40-year-old man who's exercising daily, eating clean, and very particular about their movement in the day, be it in the office and taking calls while they're walking, be it taking the metro instead of going in their car. I have these people around me and they're very fit. They're all above 40.
मान लो मैं अगर वापस जाऊँ 2025, I'll be young again. so what are the early signings, warning signings you think?
Men in their 20s and 30s are very strong. Why? They need to get married, but before that they need to have a job. Being the main breadwinners, they need to look after the entire house, the responsibility of the household. And you're trying to work, you're trying to earn money. Then you want to earn more money, so you start doing night shifts. And when you start doing night shifts and day shifts, and you start doing double amount of work, it stresses your body.
तो ये भी काफी मिथ है कि घी ज़्यादा ना लगाएं. It's not good above 40.
You know the problem, sir, is that across the world we will say ghee is bad and everybody will stop having ghee. Right now the trend, you go on Instagram, you go on YouTube, everybody wants to have protein-rich meals. But are you telling me all of them are having protein from their meals? A patient who has their trust in their doctor is the best patient, and I have no doubt that that patient will recover.
काफ़ी मैं देखा है कि 40 के बाद स्लीप का ना क्वालिटी बड़ी नीचे चली जाती है.
आपने कितनी बारी ऐसा देखा है कि आपने बहुत अच्छे से एक्सरसाइज करी और आपको नींद ना आ रही है? ऐसा होता है? In India, I'm seeing people are still very, very deficit in vitamin D. Can you believe that?
हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आज के एपिसोड में हम एक ऐसे विषय पर बात करेंगे जिस पर आमतौर पर हम ज़्यादा चर्चा नहीं करते, और वो है मैन अबव 40, उनकी हेल्थ, उनके जीवन में आने वाले शारीरिक व मानसिक बदलाव. आज की जो हमारी मैवरिक हैं उनका नाम है डॉक्टर तानिया बख्शी, जो एक थर्ड जनरेशन होम्योपैथ डॉक्टर हैं और एक वेल नोन होलिस्टिक हेल्थ एक्सपर्ट भी हैं. पिछले कई वर्षों से वेलनेस और इमोशनल बैलेंस पर काम कर रही हैं. इस बातचीत में हमने डॉक्टर तानिया से पूछे कुछ बहुत ज़रूरी सवाल, जैसे 40 के बाद बॉडी में आने वाले चेंजेस, एनर्जी लेवल में गिरावट और स्ट्रेस और स्लीप जैसे इश्यूज को नेचुरली कैसे हैंडल किया जाए. साथ ही बात करेंगे हम इस उम्र में डाइट, एक्सरसाइज, सप्लीमेंट्स और रिलेशनशिप्स को लेकर क्या ध्यान रखना चाहिए, ताकि उम्र बढ़ने के साथ हम सिर्फ सरवाइव ना करें बल्कि थ्राइव कर सकें. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं ये इंसाइटफुल और ऑनेस्ट बातचीत डॉक्टर तानिया बख्शी के साथ. बट जाने से पहले मैं चाहता हूँ कि अगर आपने इस पॉडकास्ट को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. थैंक यू. हाय डॉक्टर तानिया, वेलकम टू मीट द मैवरिक्स.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Very well, and I've been really enjoying having a conversation with you so far. So I'm very excited to see what's ahead of this podcast.
Yeah, indeed. देख, तो तानिया जी, मैं शुरू करने से पहले मैं चाहता हूँ आप हमारे ऑडियंस को बताएं, what are you doing at the moment? What's going on in life?
What am I doing at the moment? Tomorrow is a very big launch. We're relaunching both our websites after 4 years of work.
Oh, wow.
On the websites, but also on customer development. We've realized last year that we wanted to upgrade. So we went to one particular platform and then we completely quashed that idea and we said we wanted to bring a website that is completely user-friendly and of course put that as an investment. And tomorrow we're launching 2 new websites. For the first time ever, we're launching a website for one of our sub-brands that exists, because as Backend Group, we have a lot of brands.
Okay.
So this is the first time we're giving Sunny Herbals, which is our skincare, hair care brand, identity in terms of its own website, because all this while everything's been happening under Baxen, right? So a lot of work, a lot of thought, a lot of ideas on why that website should be separate, why customer segregation should happen. And of course, after 4 long years when we're building this, putting that kind of money into it, we're very excited to see how it goes. And
Amazing.
not just that, yeah, so that's big, and we're launching a sale tomorrow, so it's all going there. So you're seeing all the ads, all the creatives, all the social media strategies, the marketing, because all of it, you just have 24 hours, right? And the sale is also just on for 24 hours, so just very
Okay.
little time to help people get the best of homeopathy. So I think just that, and this is what's going on. And what else? My weekend was very calm because I genuinely took some time off. I did not reply to a lot of people. and was not on my phone, and I enjoyed Yoga Day, which was a very big
Yeah,
celebration in India.
yoga day भी था.
Yeah,
हाँ हाँ.
yeah. So that.
That's brilliant, brilliant. So tell me, Rakhtanya, what
Mhm.
कैसे आप इस जर्नी में आए होम्योपैथी में?
Uh, I'm a third generation homeopathy doctor. So I have 100 years of legacy of just homeopathy running in my family. तो आप सोचो कि 100 years से सिर्फ हम लोग होम्योपैथी का के बारे में बात करते हैं, हम होम्योपैथी
Wow.
खाते हैं, हम होम्योपैथी के बारे में एजुकेशन करते हैं, हम क्लिनिक्स में बैठते हैं to treat patients. And we're very lucky because my father, who I credit a lot of things to, made sure that all of their children in the family, including my nieces, including my father's nieces, were educated enough to all be homeopathy doctors. So we're a huge group of homeopathy doctors now in India, and yeah, that's what keeps us going.
Oh,
Business this
brilliant.
side, marketing was never something I studied. It was never something I thought would happen to me. But destiny had its own play where I'm today leading India's largest homeopathy company, which is of Indian origin for homeopathy.
Wow, congratulations. And congratulations to the websites as well coming up tomorrow. Yeah, so I
Thank
will put
you.
the link as well in the description. By the time हम ये live करेंगे तब तक तो website भी live हो जाएगी. So that's great.
100%.
So Dr. Tane, आज हम बात करेंगे males and males plus 40, right? So 40 के बाद काफ़ी changes आती हैं, you know, as a person, women and male दोनों में, right? तो बात करेंगे जब, you know, males 40 plus हो जाते हैं इसके पास. तो उनके बॉडी में, उनकी हेल्थ में आपको क्या लगता है कि कौन से कॉमन फिजिकल चेंजेस आते हैं?
I think men above 40 में सबसे बड़ा challenge है उनका lifestyle. सबसे बड़ा challenge. All my patients who are above 40 and men in that category, their lifestyle is a very big problem because their sleep is not optimized, which means they're not sleeping enough according to their lifestyle, not getting enough rest. B, their eating habits are not clean. My only way of seeing or propagating clean food is have plant-based food first, right? So whenever you have your salad, whenever you're having your grains, your legumes, you're automatically becoming plant first. And this many people are not doing. You know, I see a lot of people across the globe, this is not just India, where I see a lot of people eat things according to their taste buds and with no health benefits or zero health benefits. Especially the increase in foods like trans fats. So in India, we now have a culture of home deliveries a lot. A lot,
A lot, yeah.
right? And it's very cheap. It's very affordable. So in about one one pound, yeah, literally 1 pound, 1 pound, 2 pounds, or 100 rupees, 100 rupees, 150 mein, you can literally get your entire meal. So I think in the chase of having cheap food available, people are having anything and everything, especially food from outside, and it's a very common trend now in India. Another thing I'm seeing also is, apart from sleep and food, is lack of movement. Severe lack of movement. We talk
Elaborate,
about
please.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a severe lack of movement where I'm not seeing people go out to the parks anymore. They're not going out. You know, I say, okay, do your exercise. My first prescription is go do your exercise, go eat well, and then come back to me if you have a problem. I will solve it. So many of my patients who come for hair related issues, I tell them fix your sleep, fix your diet. I give them a full regimen of what to eat, what not to eat. I tell them, okay, this is your exercising hour, this is your sleeping hour, this is what you need to do. If they don't follow that, no medicine is going to work on that. Until unless you want to give them very harmful, strong toxins and steroids, that will of course give them short-term gain, but long-term harsh reality. However, the only problem is that men today above 40 are not moving. In India, the lifestyle has become a lot about convenience. So we've now had an industry where people need to go short distances, and we have bikes, bike riders. So you can sit at the back of and just go. What does that show? People are not willing to walk. And this is not a culture we've come from, sir.
Yeah.
It's a culture that unfortunately has been given to us, crediting a lot of apps. Simple things, sir. Like earlier, what was the scenario in India? The scenario in India would be that the older person in the house, the father, would go with their children to the grocery shop or to the farmer's market that we very famously call, right? In India, we have so many organic veggies, such a plethora of sabziyan and fruits, and I cannot believe that people are not coming out and taking them. Instead, what they're doing is they're ordering all their groceries online. And I feel that is such a bad thing to do because those little moments where you could take 20 steps out of your house and bond with your children, now in search of saving time, you're losing that. So I feel like it's very important to understand that while these apps have made our life easier for emergencies, we've also lost a lot of movement in our life.
It does make sense to me. It does make sense. वो ना easy काम है ना, ऐसे बैठा हूँ यार, मुझे कुछ करना नहीं है, चलो मैं ऑर्डर कर देता हूँ फूड. एंड आई हैव सीन इन इंडिया, व्हेनेवर आई कम टू इंडिया, जब भी मैं आता हूँ तो मैं
Hmm.
देखता हूँ घर पे सारे, ओ यार मैं आज
Hmm.
ये खा लेता हूँ. वो सही कह रहे हैं कि आजकल जो कल्चर हो गया है ना वो फास्ट. वो कहते हैं टाइम नहीं है यार, कौन बनाएगा, पर हम पहले भी बनाते थे. Right, like you said, we don't come from a culture from eating from outside, culture from going to the shop, walking, or even bicycle you used to have, right? Older days, bicycle पे जाके हम लेते थे, खाना लेके आते थे. I remember my old days, so there was no, like you say, electric bikes or motorbikes to go, walk करो लेके आओ, so movement होती रहती थी, right? And that's a good point you made. And जो आपने अभी कहा ना, ग्रीन्स प्लांट बेस्ड फर्स्ट, तो उसका भी कोई रीज़न है कि क्यों वी शुड हैव प्लांट फर्स्ट इन अ मील?
I strongly believe it's what we've grown up with. Our guts are used to it. What is your most comfort food? Khichdi, dal, as I won't even say, as somebody who's grown up in South Asia or in predominantly in India, what would be your comfort food as an Indian? If I may ask you.
Oh, for me, for me it's roti. But yeah, but it's yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So with roti, you'll have your dal, you'll have your
dal,
sabji,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
My very close friend, they all live abroad, again in UK, Wales, third generation Dal Indian. You go to their house, you see dal roti as their staple. They will have dal roti, aloo gobi.
yeah, yeah,
And we come to India, and today the trend is today Mexican, tomorrow Chinese, day after Italian. You want to have butter chicken? Great, let's order it from outside. We will not make the effort of making it at home. But we're very happy to take trans fats in plastic containers, hot food that will, of course, give you toxins in your body. I'm not against the fact that you must not order from outside, you have to eat at home all the time. No, I myself order. But you have to be mindful about your choices in a lot of ways. So, example, I recently found this really nice, fresh Mexican place that does clean Mexican food, right?
right,
Now,
right,
just imagine and compare that to a very greasy meal that you would have supposedly an order home full of like hot food coming in plastic. Instead of that, I'm ordering a burrito full of veggies, full of rice to keep me satiated and whatever protein you want to add if you're a vegetarian, non-vegetarian accordingly. So I feel like that really matters. So plant-based food was the only reason is the kind of variety of nutrition that your plant-based foods can give you. Unfortunately, your non-vegetarian sources cannot. They give you so much nutrition. Your bell peppers have vitamin C. But what do we do in India? We overcook the bell peppers. Everything is overcooked. Why? But your bell peppers that have vitamin C are so important for you. Your chicken and your egg might not have that much or amount of vitamin C and the sources that you take supplements of compared to plant food or plant-based food. You have so many amazing nutritionists across the globe advocating plant first. You want to have non-veg, great, but have plant first. Why is the Mediterranean diet so sought after and talked about? Not because they have the highest amount of meats in their diet, but because they have hummus, olive oil, fatouche salad that we most likely see is just cucumber, tomato, and lemon juice. We see so much za'atar, which is an amazing spice to add. I feel like we need to understand plant first is also predominantly for Indians a very comfortable environment. We've grown up with this. We haven't grown up with a lot of cheese, a lot of flour, a lot of dumplings. It's not us. I have seen Indians who've grown up in parts like Hong Kong, whose guts entirely behave like the people in that region. So for them, this is not comfort food. For them, comfort food is their dim sums, their rice,
Yeah,
their
nice. Yeah.
veggies.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to see that their comfort food is something healthy. Don't make your child's comfort food a pizza or a burger. Just remember that. My mom used to carry paranthas with achar in them for every journey. Now, every single time I travel, it's a mandate.
Yes.
What does that do? It gives me some amazing fiber. It gives me some amazing probiotics because of achar. And honestly, this is something that people should learn about, that our comfort food decides our health. Because most often we gravitate towards that.
ये काफ़ी सोचने को मजबूर कर रहा है. You know, let me think as well. Because you mentioned it took me, paranthas and achar. It took me to nostalgia. It took me to back to my time. So any journey, train journey यार परोंठे ले जाओ, right साथ में. पर obviously वो भी बैलेंस होगा ना कि इतना घी ना लगाएं ज़्यादा, क्योंकि ये भी काफ़ी मिथ है कि घी ज़्यादा ना लगाएं. It's not good above 40. Is it myth or is it actually true?
सर अबव 40 में हमें एक चीज ध्यान रखनी है, आपके ट्रांस फैट्स कम होने चाहिए, राइट? एंड आपका सैचुरेटेड फैट लेवल should be under a certain limit, and that limit is according to everybody. So if somebody has CVD, cardiovascular heart disease, right? तो उनके लिए वो सैचुरेटेड फैट का कंटेंट आई थिंक 7% से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए, राइट? vis-a-vis somebody who's 40 and doesn't have that risk can be allowed a little bit more, right? However, it depends on every single person. But my top update is margarine, butter, all these things are a big no-no because they come in trans fats category. Your pastries, your cookies, these contain full on. They contain trans fat. A good fat could be ghee. In fact, so many times I've given my patients ghee. I tell them to apply ghee on areas where they feel like they're having an eczema patch. So many times I've done that. Why? Ghee is rich in omega, which is omega 3, 6, 9, which we have 3 categories of. There's so many sources: chia seeds, salmon fish, ghee. These are good fats. Walnut. So ghee, I will never say skimp on it. I will never say that. My dad has been having ghee since such a long time. I avoid giving him butter, but I say, okay, have a little bit of ghee, it's fine. The problem, sir, is that across the world we will say ghee is bad and everybody will stop having ghee. Like right now, I will say, and probably I'm going to offend a lot of people. Right now, the trend, you go on Instagram, you go on YouTube, protein-rich meals. Everybody wants to have protein-rich meals, which is great. Everybody is more sound and logical about it. But are you telling me all of them are having protein from their meals? No. A lot of people today are having protein from whey protein, right? Or some pre-packaged system. My ask from them is, why are you not having it in your food? And surprisingly, with the amount of protein you take, you need to have movement in your life. If you don't have movement in your life, you're going to get constipated because protein needs a lot of water to get digested. Protein is not easy to digest. That's why you don't feel as hungry after eating protein, because it's tougher to digest for your gut. And then you have issues leading to constipation. So everything, every trend in the world is not here completely for every single person to be obliged. My parents, we've grown up with dal, sabji, roti, but in healthy quantities and with a lot of salad. And cooking in a very moderation manner, not in too much detail and over frying and over cooking. So my question is, if we've grown up with that, and my lifestyle is limited amount of walking and exercise, why should I jump on the protein wagon immediately and basically screw my health? Pardon my language.
सो रक्तानी आप बताएं, मेटाबॉलिज्म जैसे आप बात कर रहे हैं और एनर्जी लेवल में काफ़ी चेंजेस आते हैं, राइट? मेल के ओवर तो इनका वेलबिंग पर क्या असर पड़ता है?
तो मेटाबॉलिज्म स्लो डाउन हो जाता है एज के साथ, बट आप ये भी देखो दैट आप मेटाबॉलिज्म को रेगुलेट कर सकते हो. अभी अगर देयर इज अ 40-year-old मैन हु इज एक्सरसाइजिंग डेली, ईटिंग क्लीन and very particular about their movement in the day, be it in the office and taking calls while they're walking, be it taking the metro instead of going in their car. I have these people around me and they're very fit. They're all above 40. But then above 40, metabolism will decline. So if you have bad choices and bad things that are your favorite, so supposedly if you want to still have a chocolate at the end of every meal after 40, then you should question the amount of movement you're getting and if that chocolate is worth it for your body or not. A lot depends on your lifestyle. here in India particularly, अगर 40 के बाद कोई आदमी है, they stop working on themselves, sir. They stop working on themselves. You will not believe it. I have had patients who said, I said, you have hair loss. Why don't you start this? I said, I'll give you the hair reviver. Start this medication. You can recover it or at least maintain it because this can become, a big issue. And this person's like, but my wife says I'm okay. So it was never about I'm happy
Yeah.
with the way I am. It was about my wife thinks I'm okay. So what I was afraid of is how easily do people above 40 give up on themselves. That is something we need to see above 40. Metabolism decline होगा. Post 40 woman का भी होता है. What can you do for your health is the question that you need to ask yourself.
Yeah. So मेरी हेयर लाइन भी जैसे अब देख रहे हैं या तो यहाँ पे ना हमारा वाटर काफ़ी हार्ड है, तो उसके कारण ना हमारे लाइम स्केल काफ़ी आती है, उसके कारण हेयर लाइन काफ़ी हमारा होता है. एंड पानी में जैसे आप कह रहे थे ना, नेचुरल चीज़ें काफ़ी असर करती हैं इसके ऊपर. तो मैं देख रहा हूँ कि मैं अपने साथ कनेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि जो आप कह रही हो मेरे साथ कैसे हुआ, राइट. तो अभी उसी चलें अगर, तो मुझे अगर मान लो मैं अगर वापस जाऊँ 20-25 I'll be young again. so what are the early signings, warning signings you think, ये साइकोलॉजिकल चेंजेस हैं, कैसे हम इनको पता कर सकें और कैसे जान सकें कि हाँ अभी ये अर्ली साइंस है, हमें अभी अपने आप को रेडी करना है. तो क्या हो सकते हैं वो
Early
साइंस?
signs of aging in your
Aging,
20s.
yes, like say, yeah.
Very good question, sir. Very good question. Early signs of aging जो आपको 20 साल के ऊपर दिख सकते हैं for men above 40 to or men in their 20s to watch out for and men above 40 to think about could be first your stress cycle. This is a basic symptom. Everybody's stressed. But men in their 20s and 30s are very stressed. Why? They need to get married. But before that, they need to have a job. They need to be the bread earners and breadwinners of the household. Then they need to, at least in certain parts, they need to provide for the family. They need to provide for the wife. Being the main breadwinners, they need to look after the entire house, the responsibility of the household. Then you go to the office and you're trying to work, you're trying to earn money. And then you go to a culture which you might not like and you might be stressed about it. Then you want to earn more money, so you start doing night shifts. And when you start doing night shifts and day shifts and you start doing double amount of work, it stresses your body. I think our needs of life in our 20s compared to before have severely increased. So everybody wants to do everything. We want that MBA, we want that job, we want to go to that university, we want to be creators, we want to be famous, we want this, which puts so much pressure on us today compared to men in their 20s earlier. And now अभी क्या हो रहा है, जो लोग 20 years के हैं, जो आदमी 20 years के आज दिख रहे हैं, क्लिनिक में आते हैं, सबसे पहला साइन इज हेयर लॉस. एंड ऐसा भी देखा है फैमिली में कि हेयर लॉस बोथ मदर एंड फादर में बहुत कम है, बहुत कम है. सो उनमें वो हेयर लॉस आना फर्स्ट इज साइन ऑफ स्ट्रेस. सेकंड वुड बी डेफिशिएंसीज, मैसिव. आई सीन जो लोग रात को काम करते हैं ना, उनकी डेफिशिएंसीज ऑफ विटामिन डी बहुत बढ़ जाती है. तो द क्वेश्चन इज, मैं दिन में भी इतना बाहर नहीं जाता धूप में, तो फिर कैसे हो जाता है? क्योंकि मैं रात को तो चलो काम कर रहा हूँ, बट पहले भी व्हेन आई वाज वर्किंग ओनली इन द डे, आई ओनली यूज्ड टू वर्क इन द ऑफिस. And that basic question is that, so I tell them there's something known as your circadian rhythm, your gut absorption also, how much your gut is ready to absorb. If you have gut issues like minor constipation, that could be a very major issue for absorption. If you're not sleeping enough and you're tired all the time, your body is not putting the energy to absorb things. It's putting the energy to keep you alive and going. So there's lots of reasons why this happens. Deficiencies would secondly definitely be a big reason. At least in India, I'm seeing people are still very, very deficit in vitamin D. Can you believe that? In India, we're a sunny country.
Yeah, I was thinking people here, we don't get sun too much. I mean, nowadays it's lucky we have sun, but we don't get it. Everyone here is probably vitamin D deficient here. I was as well, So in India, मैं सोच नहीं सकता कि इंडिया में भी लोग ऐसे हो सकते हैं.
सर क्योंकि एक्सपोजर ही नहीं है ना लाइफस्टाइल का. आप सुबह वॉक के लिए नहीं जाते, आप शाम को नहीं जाते घर से बाहर, आप ऑफिस जाते हो, घर जाते हो, टीवी लगा लेते हो, बच्चों के साथ बैठ जाते हो, दिन खत्म हो जाता है. प्रॉब्लम ये है, देयर इज नो आउटसाइड एक्सपोजर. दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग इन द बिगिनिंग. हम इतने यूज्ड टू हो गए हैं एप्स के दैट वी नॉट गोइंग आउटसाइड. एंड सर यू विल बिलीव यू मी, I'm now seeing children with rickets in India, which is a condition because of deficiency in vitamin D. अगर विटामिन डी बहुत कम हो जाता है हमारे जॉइंट्स पे असर पड़ता है
Yeah.
स्पेसिफिकली बच्चों के जॉइंट्स में
Yeah.
और फिर उसकी मैल आप देख लो अगर उसको हम लोग बोल सकते हैं उसका सबसे worst form deficiency leads to rickets, which is a deformity where children are not able to walk properly. Now you tell me, in a 2-year-old child or a 3-year-old child, why am I seeing knee problems? Why am I seeing walking, running problems or rickets? Why? Because mothers don't have enough vitamin D through their
Mm.
breast milk. Number two, they think by having their home diet, they'll have vitamin D. Such, such a fad. You know, now toddlers, infants are being given vitamin D, I hope under doctor supervision only, because they know that the body lacks it severely. And if you don't have vitamin D, nothing will develop. You will be shocked to see that vitamin D today, if lacking severely, can also trigger thyroid problems in so many people. Hair fall. So it's amazing where in India today people are really scared of taking supplements,
Mm.
yet the educated India is woke enough, I'll say, to understand take supplements. But there's so many who are not. So many
Mm.
people who are still in that whirlwind of not taking supplements on time clearly. So that I think this sleep, stress, deficiencies. These are markers of hair fall. Lack of sleep is also a very big problem in men. They see their screens at night in their 20s and they don't want to sleep. I've had those people, and if I'm honest enough to say this on this podcast, I've also seen certain cases of excessive masturbation in their 20s, which lead to severe problems in your 30s and 40s.
Mm.
So these are a few problems in 20s I'm seeing as a medical practitioner that I can 100% say are not going to be helpful for you in any manner.
Mm. Yeah. आपने बात की ना स्ट्रेस की, राइट, एंड अर्ली साइंस, तो क्या होम्योपैथिक में या हर्बल में कोई इफेक्टिव उपाय है कोई इसका कोई?
I think definitely yes. So what I've done or the protocol that I follow with my patients in their 20s is first I make them sleep enough and get rid of their stress or at least have stress combating activities in their day, which means I push them to physical activity. I said go to the gym,
Mm.
limit your screen time, go outside, go meet your friends. I said I want you to go swimming. So now my patients in their 20s have learned that healthy lifestyle is key. And then when I've got their sleep schedule on point, then of course I make sure that they have the right products. So first things first, for hair loss, I give them hair reviver. I give them hair reviver because it works for in people in their 20s who have hair loss. Even people in their 20s can manage it. And if they're regular and good with their lifestyle, they can reverse it. And the third and the most important point is eat your nutrients. Don't skip on food. Don't think having a sandwich from outside is nutrition. Don't do that. A cheese sandwich is not nutrition for you. You know? So I feel like simple things. I told them to add curry patta in their diet. Told them to add it more in their poha, more in their rice. Instead of having plain rice, put mutter and jeera. Why? Mutter is protein. Rice is protein. So I tell them to have combinations of complete proteins as vegetarians. In India, you have a lot of vegetarians. So I tell them to have rajma rice. Tell them to have papad. Papad is made of dal. It used to be such a big thing back in India. Amritsar, if you go today, you'll see papad vadiyan big. What is papad vadiyan? They're dals converted into papads and vadis. So good with protein. So good. For vegetarians specifically. Sattu is not your only source in India. We can bifurcate, we can learn, we can do more. Chia seeds, a lot of things, so many things.
तो सेम चीज़ जो आपने अभी कहा 20s के लिए, तो 40 प्लस के लिए भी सेम ही अप्लाई होता होगा?
Yes, but 40 plus has to do a lot more to be healthy.
राइट.
So if somebody in their 20s is walking 15 minutes a day, somebody in their 40s should walk at least 20 to 25 minutes, at least 10 more. Because your body needs that kind of push. You need to be a little bit more harder on yourself. So you need to stop having a lot of sweets that you could have when you were in your 20s. You know, the biggest example of this, touch wood, is my father. Till today, I'll see him doing yoga and he's in his 70s. He will not touch food if he's not hungry. every morning starts with a big plate of fruits. What is that nutrition, right? That man is also very, very stubborn on not taking supplements because he's like, listen, I can get whatever I can get from my food. I'm going to try my best and then I'm going to take my supplements. But what does that do? It makes him so disciplined about having his food that he is mandatorily bent on eating well. I think that's amazing.
Mm.
Why are
Inspiring.
we not? Yeah,
Mm.
why are we not eating food that gives us nutrition first and then hopping on to supplements? Supplements cannot be taken every day of your life for 5 months, 4 months. You cannot do that to your body. Your food can. So that.
इंटरेस्टिंग एंड इंस्पायरिंग एज वेल लाइक 70 है तो मैं भी सोच रहा हूँ यार क्या मैं कर सकूँगा इस टाइम पे तो मुझे
You
अभी से स्टार्ट
can.
करना पड़ेगा तो राइट
You can.
या
My
या
partner, he lives in, he's again third generation South Indian. You know what he did? He never grew up with yoga. Never. He didn't know what yoga was. Considering these guys were both up in a different culture. You know what he did? We met when we were both in our 20s. And this man straight up started sitting down in yoga poses. And today he can sit down in them completely. There's no age to learn. And there's no hiccup to learn. I feel like if you want to learn. I know.
100% या सो डॉक्टर तानिया होम्योपैथी में 40 प्लस में कॉमन प्रॉब्लम हमने देखी है, ऐसे प्रोस्टेट इश्यूज होते हैं, हेल्थ इश्यूज की, उसके लिए कोई होम्योपैथी में यूनिक सोल्यूशन है?
Of course. Of course, we have a lot of medicines in homeopathy. Like I give prostate aid, which is a medicine that we made after a lot of usage in the clinic, which basically reduces your frequency of constant urine and frequent urination, right? And dripping of urine, which is a problem with prostate most of the time, or at least enlargement of prostate. And yeah, can very well be limited, can very well be regulated. I've seen a difference in a lot of patients.
जैसे अभी वो कहते हैं ना नहीं असर करती हो होम्योपैथी, स्लो असर करती है, उसका भी क्या है, कुछ बताएंगे हमें?
See, I will be honest with you. I never grew up with allopathy. So I don't know what slow and fast is. Because for me, when I used to have homeopathy, I used to be fine. Acute period pain में भी मैंने homeopathy ली हुई है और अपने आप को solve किया हुआ है. And I know I have very low pain tolerance. So I can do that. I don't see it as a slow acting remedy at all. And today when we've made homeopathy so accessible in India, sir, there should be no reason why we should not be opting for homeopathy first. Why should we be opting for homeopathy last when we can opt it as the first line of treatment? I think that's something when we see that not all issues can be cured, and all doctors will say that too. A lot of issues need to be managed, prevented. You can't solve 100% of the cases. But one thing that is common amongst every single case is try your homeopathy first and your lifestyle changes. Then get on a medicine. Today morning, this young girl texts me. She's in medical school. She's like, I'm going to be a homeopath. I'm in my first year of medical school. I have acne. I have gastric issues. I have this. I said, 10 days after, you'll report back to me here. And you'll tell me exactly how you are. I gave her the medicine. I said, just try this for this. And she said she's on a very strong gastric reliever where she had gastritis, gas
Okay,
attack.
okay,
So
okay.
she was on those relievers of allopathy medicine.
Right,
I said,
right.
take this. First try this, and then we'll see. So you need to be very cautious because people are also dependent on allopathy. No? So imagine somebody who's dependent on pain relieving meds for arthritis. You can't just switch them off overnight. You need to give them time. Their body needs time. And that's why we are there as doctors to guide them. Okay, first this, then this, then this. So that.
और भी मिथ मैंने सुना है कि हम रूट कॉज को नहीं टैकल करते, हम सिम्टम्स को टैकल करते हैं, राइट? स्पेशली जो मेडिसिन से मेरा सिर दर्द हुआ, चलो पैरासीटामोल ले ली, राइट? बट व्हाट्स कॉजिंग मी द हेडेक, राइट? आई एम जस्ट हेल्पिंग टू सॉल्व क्योर माई सिम्टम, right? So does homeopathy works that way as well, or cures the root cause?
This is the exact same conversation I was having with somebody. And yesterday morning, yesterday night, and they text me, my child has fever, what do I do? I said, how can I also help you and how can I solve this for you? I cannot do this. I have no symptoms. I said, I don't know what the root cause is. You can't just say, give this medicine. The fever is coming because of something. What is that root cause? Is it cough, cold, and respiratory problem? Is it a diarrhea? Is it a food infection? Is it a transient fever which is just passing by, a viral infection? Is it exhaustion? If I don't know, how can I medicate? Simple thing. Again, another patient called me today this morning. Ma'am, my child is having green colored diarrhea. What do I do? I said, okay. Fever? No fever. I said, great. That's a good sign. I said, when did that happen last time? He said, 3 months back. I said, your child's teething. Can you see a drool rash, a teething rash on the face, red rash? He said, yeah, I can. I said, is the child irritable, not having enough food? He said, yeah. Putting everything in the mouth. Yeah. I said, what is this? If you see teething, you want me to give medicine for this? This is normal teething phase. So I give a mild homeopathy medicine. I said, this is what you're supposed to take, mild homeopathy medicine for this transient phase. And these patients I love the most, sir, because they have full faith in homeopathy. They will call me. The best part about a certain few patients is a patient who has their trust in their doctor is the best patient, and I have no doubt that that patient will recover. They will 100% recover. You need to have trust in your doctors. I take so much pride in the fact that I will get sleepless nights if my patients are not well. I will. I take a lot of pride and energy into making them right. A lot of that. And only patients who trust their doctor say, Doctor, I trust you and I am leaving this case on you. I have so many patients who follow the protocol to the T. These are the ones who get better. The ones who don't follow the protocol, they will not do what your doctor has said, you will not get better. 100%. You'll come back to me, Doctor, I'm not better. What do I do? I said, you follow the protocol. No, I became lazy. I forgot this dose. I didn't do exercise. I ate this. Now in respiratory infection, I tell them not to eat a lot of cold food. So yesterday, a mom texted me, can my child have banana and yogurt while the child has a respiratory infection? I said, why would you do that? No, you cannot do that. So why are we doing that? Again, a child has constipation. We're so worried about giving the child medicine. But we're not realizing one thing. The child needs enough fiber in their diet. It's normal for a child to have a little bit of constipation because they're going through that transition where their gut's adjusting. Long-term chronic is a problem. You're not having enough fiber. Your atta does not have enough bran. Bran is your fiber. That's why people used to take bran separately and mix it in their attas now. If it doesn't have enough fiber, then how will your child be satiated, B, poop well? Because children are very picky about vegetables. So I've told few things that, start cucumber with peels on, wash them clearly and then have it with peels on, give child a lot of water, children don't have water. But these things if not followed, then what's the point?
Yeah, true. तो आपने बात की थी sleep, right? Very important है sleep, especially for men over 40, right? And quality of sleep as well. काफ़ी मैं देखा है कि 40 के बाद जैसे मैं अपना एक्सपीरियंस बता रहा हूँ कि काफ़ी ना स्ट्रेस और वट हैवर स्लीप का ना पूरा क्वालिटी बड़ी नीचे चली जाती है लिटरली.
तो मैं आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछूं?
जी
मुझे सच्ची बताना. You're above 40, right?
Yes, yeah.
सर मुझे एक बात बताओ, above 40 में आपने कितनी बारी ऐसा देखा है कि आपने बहुत अच्छे से एक्सरसाइज करी और आपको नींद ना आ रही है? ऐसा होता है?
नहीं.
नहीं ना. और ये बहुत लोगों में नहीं होता. जहाँ हमने अच्छे से एक्सरसाइज करी हो, आज दिन में मैं स्विमिंग भी गया हूँ, मैं शाम को वॉक करके आया हूँ, मैंने 10 to 20 जंपिंग जैक्स करे हैं, मैंने योगा आसना किया आज तो उस दिन सर ऐसा बहुत कम होता है कि हमें नींद ना आए until unless we have a chronic issue or something at the backlog. So my question is, lack of movement is also going to affect you and your sleep. I will tell you 1, 2, 3 examples. When your body is so tired after exercising, you will definitely have good sleep. Why take a medication and actually medicate yourself so much that you will want to have that restful sleep through a medication? That's questionable. When you all have to do is just exercise.
Yeah. Right. So guys, keep exercising, keep walking. It's important.
Keep walking. Take that tube. Don't take that taxi. Walk. Go half an hour before. It's impossible for all of you to not have good sleep if you are walking and exercising. And don't have coffee. Don't have coffee after 2 or 3 p.m. please. Stop that. Stop your black coffee. They're not going to help you. Stop that caffeine rush. It's not going to help your sleep.
Mm.
Sugar rush, caffeine rush, all these
Yeah,
things.
yeah. I want to share, डॉक्टर तानिया, मैंने ना 2 साल हो गए, I think 3 years, I've been having decaf tea, decaf coffee, even the, अब चलो कभी कभी सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक पीता हूँ ना, तो वो भी decaf, जैसे पेप्सी caffeine free coke, right? Because Fanta doesn't have that caffeine. So I've actually seen little bit of changes in me. I used to have a lot of migraine, basically. And somebody, I don't know, probably I heard it on, like, social media पे तो मैंने ना caffeine बंद कर दी. So actually it did help me, but is it actually helps, or is it just my placebo effect? Okay, मैंने drink करनी शुरू कर दिया और मैं ठीक हो गया. Does it actually help, caffeine free
So what
drinks?
does caffeine do?
Mm.
Caffeine dehydrates you. That's why coffee should not be the first thing you order on a plane ride. If you take black coffee, it will dehydrate you on the inside. It has every herb has a natural tendency, right? So something like water or something very very basic. Let me talk about the difference between matcha today that's trending in coffee. The difference is coffee will give you a very sharp spike because of the caffeine in it. Matcha also has caffeine, but it has something known as L-theanine, which doesn't give you that crash. It will give you a sustainable energy release compared to coffee. So what happens is you choose your beverage wisely. Historically, or at least from where we've grown up, we've known tea as the basic beverage, right? Tea also has caffeine, but look at the amount of tea we put, and look at the amount of herbs we put. There was so much mixture that we did that helped us. And caffeine 100% will dehydrate you. When you have dehydration, what will happen? Cramps, pain, you'll have headaches. Dehydration headaches are the most common reasons of headaches that happen and most commonly seen. You'll have dehydration, you'll have headache. You'll have dehydration, your hands will start shivering. Your muscles will start twitching from your arms anyway. You start twitching of muscles.
Yeah.
And dehydration just doesn't mean water. Your simple dehydration hack, provided you don't have high BP and stuff like that, can also be a big jug of water, lemon juice, salt, very little, any source of sugar that you can find. I usually use jaggery. I abide by that because it has iron, natural source of iron. Very little. Done.
Right.
You can have ORS, oral rehydration solution. We get them in India. It is so good. I request everybody to make their own hydration drinks or get them from outside, but have it. Just because you and I are sitting in AC or sitting in very comfortable environments indoors, I recently even did a reel on that, doesn't mean we're not dehydrated. We are all dehydrated, all of us.
No, good. तो मैं भी सीख रहा हूँ, तो I'm hoping ऑडियंस विल भी सीखेगी और अपने लाइफस्टाइल में चेंज लेके आएगी, जो अब अभी आप बता रहे हैं डॉक्टर तानिया. इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस, स्पेशली आई थिंक आई शुडंट से जस्ट मैन ओवर 40, but anyone over 40 to be like this, right? To look towards your health, अपने आप को ठीक करें, अपने लाइफस्टाइल को ठीक करें, एंड अच्छी स्लीप लें ताकि आप बेटर हो सकें अबव 40 में. तो अभी वापस आते हैं डॉक्टर तानिया इस पर. मैं थोड़े से और क्वेश्चंस हैं. सो इसमें हम देखते हैं कि 40 प्लस में कई लोग लोनलीनेस हो जाते हैं, स्पेशली आजकल, स्पेशली नाउ डेज, राइट? तो वो आपने बात की थी, जाओ बाहर, दोस्तों से मिलो, राइट? तो उसकी हम कैसे ये डेवलप करें आपके हिसाब से?
सर, इंडिया में डिप्रेशन के केसेस भी हैं. हमें लगता था कि सिर्फ अब्रॉड हैं बिकॉज ऑफ लाइफस्टाइल चेंज, आइसोलेशन, न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज, बट इंडिया में भी है. इंडिया में आई एम सीइंग मोर ऑफ डिप्रेशन दैट्स अंडरलाइंग and very very dormant. I'm seeing it also in men and female both, by the way. And the only reason I would say is, first things first, do what you like, release endorphins. Your endorphins will not get released by doing any activity. They will get released by doing what you like. So if you like swimming, I want you to go swimming once a week. If you like making your tea every morning in silence, I want you to do that. If you like doing something productive like going out for a walk, do it. Don't think that sitting on your desk with phone in your hand, watching reels, watching short videos is going to give you that endorphin release compared to what you'll do when you go for a yoga class, when you go for a swimming class, or when you do physical activity. I think that's very, very important and we must understand that. Second is you must have a social group if you want to be happy. कहते हैं ना हिंदी में दुख सुख बांटने के लिए भी कोई चाहिए,
जी जी
बस वही चाहिए. And not necessarily कि वो आपकी family है. Have two people in your life who are kind to you and you can be kind to. And you can give to, and if it is in your kismat, then you can get it back as well. But have a few relationships around you where you can give your heart, your soul, your time, your energy. So important.
या great advice. Thanks Dr. Tanya, thanks.
Yeah.
एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमें एंड पे है हमारे पॉडकास्ट में. सो जाने से पहले मैं चाहता हूँ आप हमें बताएं कि जो मेल और एनी वन बेसिकली मेडिकल एंड और जैसे आपने कहा हेल्प लेने से, होलिस्टिक हेल्प लेने से कतराते हैं, बचते हैं, उन्हें आप क्या मैसेज देना चाहेंगे ताकि वो अपनी हेल्थ को प्रायोरिटाइज करें?
I think the best version of yourself जो आपको बनना था when you were in your 20s, you can even achieve that now. Don't regret not taking that step towards your health. Many people die in regret. हमने ये नहीं किया, हमने वो नहीं किया. I still have patients who come to me and say, I wish मैं नहीं किया होता. I wish नहीं कर लेती. I wish मेरे पास ये होता और मैं थोड़ी मेहनत और कर लेता. I wish और regret इतनी बड़ी चीज़ है ना. Don't let that happen to you. If you're in your 40s, aspire to be the best in every scenario. The best father, the best husband, the best at your work, as much as you can. Live up to your potential. Don't let your potential die down. Don't procrastinate things. You have one life. Make it the best ever. Yesterday, I was telling a very close friend of mine, I was sitting on Instagram and I said, listen, first time on Instagram I'm sitting and I'm not comparing myself to people. And he said, why? I said, first time ever I feel like if other people are happy in doing what they have to do and showing what they're doing on social media, I'm so happy for them. That happens when you don't have regrets and you're too busy working on yourself. And you're too confident about the abilities you have and what you've built and what you're on. If you're somebody who has regrets, insecurities, and if you're not in the best state of your life, you are always going to feed off of Instagram or any other videos in terms of bad energy. इसके पास ये मेरे पास नहीं है, मेरे पास ये नहीं था, इसलिए ये यहाँ पे गया मैं नहीं गई. Don't do that. Fill your own cup. Go do that walk that you've been missing, that treadmill, that friend that you have to meet. Why not? Explore, do stuff. We were given two legs not to sit down here. We're given two legs to explore. I was 20, 22, 23. I think my uncle died and I had no other option but to step up. And I had no other option. I used to do medical school in the morning. Evenings I used to come to the office, learn what's happening here. And I tell you, in the last 4-5 years, that's all I have done. I've been such a horse with blinders on. That's the only thing I've done. And look at where it's got me. Today I'm at a place in my life where I can very happily say I've achieved a lot of dreams that I had. And I genuinely think that only happens when you close the blinders and focus on what you want. I feel like every girl can do it. If you have daughters in your house, every girl can do it. Don't wait to be the best version of yourself. I'll be the best version of myself when I get married. That doesn't happen. Marriage should be an addition to you, not a subtraction to who you are. It should not take away from you. It should add up to you. This person should add up to your life, not take away from your life. I tell so many girls this, so many young girls. Yes, on yoga day, I was at an event. 4-5 people who came from our Instagram community said, hi, Dr. Tanya, I follow you. Tell me this medical advice. Tell me what to do here. Okay, tell me about the business. What idea should I have? That's the potential. I want that to be in meeting rooms. I want this energy everywhere. I want women to work on themselves. They can achieve so much. I cannot tell you how happy it makes me to see other women shine. it is my most secret admiration. And you know, when you're happy for somebody, you do not compare yourself to them. Be happy for other women, be their support systems, and be that person who champions their own goals. That'll make you so happy in life. You know, like you look at you're doing a podcast in a time and age where it's not just trending, but you're picking up an area which is so untalked about, and you're learning every day. What's stopping you? So I don't want people to die with regret and potential. We're not potential, you know, we're much more than that.
And I want to share something as well, right? मैंने ना एक देखा था is a sports coach I think, and उसने कहा था, you know, be the best version of yourself. Don't compare yourself with anyone. You know, your race is with yourself, not with anyone else. तो जैसे आपने कहा कि focus, you know, तो and your journey started at 22, like you said, right? And
yeah, 21.
Yeah, 21. And someone's that journey gets started at 45, 46, doesn't matter, right? When it starts. So, yeah.
There are so many entrepreneurs, above 40, above 35. All my friends were above 35. They're like, okay, now we want to do our own stuff. Great, we're going to be entrepreneurs. I said, brilliant.
Yeah. Exactly. I started this podcast about 40 years. And now I'm thinking, why did I start earlier? But that's it. It starts whenever it starts, right? Everything I say happens for a reason, right? So you have to start somewhere. Don't think, oh, you're too old, or you can't do this. Just do it, you know? Yeah, just do it. So thank you, Dr. Tanya, for giving us such a valuable wisdom and inspiring us, you know, to go out, enjoy ourselves, eat healthy, you know, and get better above 40. So thank you very much for your time. And जाने से पहले मैं बताएं, अगर कोई आपको कांटेक्ट करना चाहे तो कैसे कर सके? कोई वेबसाइट, कोई ईमेल? अभी आपकी वेबसाइट आ रही है कि अभी बताना चाहेंगे कि यूआरएल क्या है, कि अभी आप थोड़ा रखे हैं कि कल को बताएंगे?
हमारी दोनों वेबसाइट्स आ रही हैं, बट मोस्ट ऑफ आवर यूजर्स नो बिकॉज़ उसमें सारे प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं. But I'm very well available on Instagram. You can contact us there. My Instagram ID will put up here.
Sure,
watch
I'll put on the description. Yeah.
Send us a DM. We're always open to saying hi, and we're always open on helping as many people as we can.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Dr. Tanya. So once again, thank you. Okay, guys, I'll be back with the new Maverick next week. Till then, take care, stay safe, and bye for now.